I think it is obvious there is a connection between the Reapers, the Prothean extinction, and the Conduit, but I did not see anything that would help us find it.
Great. Okay. Well, you're a big help.
Looks like we're back where we started.
Quite the opposite.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect. We just got off the line with the Council, telling them all about our mission on Therum, rescuing Dr. Tassoni. We brought her up on the ship with us, and she offered to help us. She helped us piece together a little bit more about the beacon, but still not quite enough for us to know what's really going on. There's still a piece that we're missing. So yeah, we're back on the ship. We've finished that mission, and we can head back out and try and do some other side missions. Go out and explore the galaxy. But I think before we do that, I think it's about time we go around and speak with some of our crew members. Since we have rescued her, Dr. Tassoni, Liara, is available for us to speak with. So I think. Let's go ahead and start with her. She's not a medical doctor, but she is a researcher, and she makes her office back here in this, what used to be an empty sort of storage room back here, but Liara makes this into her own little office here on the ship. So let's go ahead and talk with her.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
Yeah, are you doing okay? As in case you forgot, she did seem to be a little overwhelmed with the mind meld with us a little earlier, so we sent her down here to speak with the doctor.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
It was nothing.
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
So yeah, that's the other thing. Liara's really kind of an unknown right now. The reason we were coming out originally to try and find her was because she is the daughter of Matriarch Benezia, who we know is working with Saren. We had another reason to come out and try to look for her after we met the Thorian on Pharos and got the cipher. Learned a little bit more about the beacon. Liara is also a expert on the Protheans and specifically on their extinction, and she has a lot of valuable insights into Prothean lore and stuff. So that was the other reason why we were coming to find her. But yeah, it was really unknown. We didn't know exactly which side she was gonna end up on. But I think Shepard's taking a lot of chances and trying to bring together a pretty diverse crew here. She's got a Krogan mercenary down in the cargo hold. So yeah, I mean, an Asari who wants to help. Sure, we'll bring her along.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
She's got a couple of investigation topics over here that we can speak to her about. So I think we'll talk to her about her mother. See if she can offer us any insight as to why she might be working with Saren.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
So that's an interesting line. The Asari are, they're sort of seen as sort of the de facto leaders of the council, so they have a really big role in shaping politics, but apparently Benezia was looking for a more direct role, and maybe Saren with his militaristic mindset, maybe she thought that was the way to go.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
Okay, and we can start to make a little sense of that ourselves. We also spoke with another Asari back on Pharos, who said that Saren has some sort of mind control, mind manipulation thing going on. So maybe that is what's happening to Benezia as well. But yeah, we can talk with Liara a little bit more generally about the Asari, because we don't really know a whole lot about them.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
Really? And so we have the option to either be outraged at this idea or intrigued. So I think, Yelena's definitely is trying to understand all this, so she would be intrigued by this.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
Fascinating. So yeah, what about the other person? How exactly do they fit into this whole thing if it's just a mental connection?
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
Okay. What about you? That's what species was your father?
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
So this actually lends to an interesting exchange, this option over here. But obviously, the Asari had to have evolved the ability to reproduce with themselves before they managed to get spaceflight and travel out into the galaxy. So obviously, the Asari can have children with other Asari.
Benezia never told you her partner's name?
Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood, though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face. It is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
So I really love this particular exchange. They specifically use the term pureblood because you hear that term used a lot in literature and even in the real world for different groups who feel that racial purity is the highest is the most important factor in determining your worth. Your lineage is the most important aspect of you, and so they're specifically using it here and saying that to the Asari, pure-bloodedness is seen as a negative, because the Asari have no an Asari whose parents were both Asari haven't have no have nothing special about them. They're just they haven't gained anything, and so I love that flip of that term.
How could anyone abandon their own child?
I cannot answer that. This is all speculation on my part. It is possible she wanted to be part of my life, but something happened to her before she had the chance. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
So yeah, that's our introduction to Liara and to Asari in general, really. There's a specific reason why that particular exchange is the first thing that's available to us when we speak to Liara. Bioware has a reputation for making role-playing games like this, and I know some purists will not like the idea of me using that term for these games, but they like you to really get into the character and experience the story. And one of the things they always add in all of their games, at least so far, has been a romance option. There's always been a character that you can interact with in a romantic way, and for Mass Effect, it's no exception. They have options for you. The two main options are Caden Alenko and Ashley Williams, one for male shepherd and one for female shepherd. But they always like to give you more than one option for romance, and BioWare has always tried to represent alternative relationships, so not just the normal male-female relationships. So while you have those for your two human squad members, they give you a third option here in Liara. And so Liara, as she just explained, Asari are all female. They can reproduce with members of any species and any gender. So Liara is an option for both male and female shepherd. And so way back in 2007, when this game first came out, Liara was a way to introduce these alternative relationships in a way that that made sense in the lore and wasn't directly a homosexual relationship, because she's an alien and they don't actually have gender and it's sort of weird. So yeah. I'm looking at the time, and I think that's probably going to do us for today. Next time we'll speak with some of our other crew members, and maybe we'll be able to get in a couple before we head out into the wider galaxy. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.